Hi, welcome back to our Sproutable Parent Q&A. We get a lot of questions from parents about how to calm my child when they're having a tantrum. And we know that tantrums can show up in a lot of different ways. For our littles, often the tantrum is because they want something that they can't have. You know, they want to play with their sister's retainer, or they want that permanent marker on the couch, or they want that extra gummy vitamin or the whole bottle of the gummy vitamins. And so they're not going to get it. So for parents, we want to just stop that tantrum. We want to just stop their emotions. But instead, we've got to just stay calm and really communicate to them that we understand why they're upset. Because at that moment, their behavior, their tantrum is really that communication of, I want this so badly and you don't understand me. So we've got to really communicate, I know what you want and you're still not going to get it. And it's okay to be disappointed. So we can stay calm. We can really show through our own mirror neurons, that cool part of our brain that reflects emotions, and our kids pick that up, right? They pick up that calming, grounding energy. It works both ways as well, right? When our kids are having this massive meltdown and tantrum, our mirror neurons are firing too, and we're getting triggered into our own little meltdown and tantrum. So that's why it's most important to first and foremost really maintain our own calm breath, deep breath, soften our shoulders, staying calm so that they can pick that up from us instead of the other way around. But then we really validate their feelings. We say, it must feel so unfair. You want to play with that tube of toothpaste. Just communicate that you understand what it is that they want, and then you can redirect and distract them really quickly, you know, instead of wallowing in it. So often parents will just stay stuck in what it is, and we expect our kids to be the ones to get themselves out of it, but we need to be their helper to get them to that next activity, or just to that next emotion, to just know you're going to be okay. So often parents think if we talk about it, it's just going to remind them and it's going to make the tantrum get even bigger, but it's actually the opposite. It actually allows them to move through it instead of just stopping it and stuffing it inside. The other way that a tantrum can manifest is when they are a little bit older, in those mid-2s, 3s, 4s, and they have this big emotional meltdown because of something. And it's like they just can't handle themselves. And this is really reflective of that right brain development that peaks around 4. It starts around 3 and peaks around 4. And we almost think it's getting worse, like it's getting harder for them to handle their big emotions or these big mood swings. And that really is the case. You know, remember, our right brain is really that emotional part of our brain. It's irrational. It's whole picture. So it just takes everything in. It's almost like this big wave just comes crashing down on them. And so sometimes we think, you know, that we've gotten through the terrible 2s, but then it gets even more dramatic. And and at that age, it's also harder to redirect and distract them. So just understanding that brain development part helps us calm down their right brain more. That's why it's helpful for us to stay calm, for us to validate their feelings, to name it, as ridiculous as it is, to really help them, you know, just connect with that emotional part, to say, you really wanted those pajamas. Those are your favorite pajamas. They're so cozy for you. That calms that right brain down enough that then we can lead them over to their left brain, which is more logical, which helps them realize, oh, I do have some more solutions. I've got some more resources here. All kids are going to have these big emotions, and there's nothing wrong with them. It truly is their expression. And the more that they can experience that through that arc of that tantrum, so really just feel their feelings, move to the other side, builds that skill. It actually builds that self-esteem and that confidence that I can handle these big feelings. That's what we want them to be able to do when they get older. We want them to handle big feelings and big things that happen to them with healthy coping skills. And so what does that look like for these smaller tantrums? And I know they can be triggering for us as parents when other people are watching us especially, but the more that you model that calmness, that understanding, all kids do this, have even a subtle smile on your face as you're saying, I know, buddy, it's so hard, and just keep moving them along, you're the one that's going to show up and model that grace and that compassion, and that's what the other grown-ups are going to be watching. So you're not alone. Thank you so much for writing to us with your questions, and we'll see you next time. Real moments are learning moments.